Welcome back to Acharya Guru. Today's topic is basis of design as per IS 456 2025 draft code. Substantial revision has been taken place from IS 456 2002 2020-25 draft code. It took nearly 25 years to revise the code. Earlier, the code design philosophy is based on limit state of collapse and limit state of serviceability. Now, in this video, I'm going to explain the design philosophy of 6 criteria. So before going to that, first of all, we should see what are the revisions that has taken place of IS 456. The first revision has been taken place in 1953, second revision in 1964, third revision in 1978, and fourth revision has took place in 2000. So after that, in 2025, now we'll discuss about the taking place. Concrete structures designed and detailed as per the provisions of this standard shall possess margins specified with respect to the strength, that is corresponding to the stress strains at cross sections of members when the structure is subjected to design load combinations, deformations induced in members and in the structure when the structure is subjected to design load combinations, and durability. The basis of design of concrete structures specified shall be applicable only to structures that are constructed on competent ground and are stable under the action of imposed design loads. Design of structures resting on competent ground shall be based on the equilibrium equations. That is, the structure as a whole or in parts shall satisfy 6 equilibrium equations, namely 3 equilibrium equations and 3 moment equilibrium equations. Second, constitutive laws of materials. The stress-strain relationships specified in the standards shall be applicable at each material point in the structure. Third, geometric compatibility conditions. The geometric compatibility conditions shall be upheld between the following: the structure and the supports and the adjoining members within the structure. Here you can see the schematic diagram of equilibrium equations, constitutive law of materials, and geometric compatibility conditions. Method of analysis. The stress resultants in the members, reactions at supports, and deformations in members and structure shall be obtained by the methods of structural analysis specified unless otherwise stated. First one, static analysis. So what is static analysis? Static analysis shall be deemed to be sufficient when it is acceptable to represent all loads by equivalent static loads and when inertia forces are not significant. The following methods of static analysis shall be considered: 3-dimensional linear static analysis in all structures. 2-dimensional linear static analysis may sufficient in regular structures with direct load paths in the form of regular structural grid along in all 3 directions, and simplified estimates may be used in limited cases as specified otherwise. Second, dynamic analysis. Dynamic analysis shall be employed when the applied loads are vibratory in nature and inertia forces are significant. The following methods of dynamic analysis shall be considered: 3-dimensional linear dynamic analysis in all structures for estimating the effects of the strength and serviceability criteria. Second, dynamic analysis in select structures for estimating the effects for examining the additional robustness and integrity criteria. So we'll discuss what are the various criteria that are there in IS 456 2025 draft code. Methods of design. The internal resistance capacity of members of concrete structures shall be estimated based on the accepted theories, experimental evidences, professional experience, and need for durability. So what are they? The first one is strength, second serviceability, third durability, fourth robustness, fifth integrity, sixth restorability. Next, criteria for design. The 6 design criteria shall be considered in design of structures which are specified in terms of performance expectations on the structural behavior and the design requirements on the quantitative calculations. All the structures shall meet the strength, serviceability, and durability criteria, and select structures are as determined by the owner or competent authorities shall meet the robustness, integrity, and restorability criteria also. In such cases, the design basis report of the structure shall be reflect the same. A structure shall be designed on the basis of the quantitative strength criteria and checked to meet the applicable ones of the remaining 5 criteria. Here you can see the schematic diagram, which shows the strength criteria, serviceability, durability, robustness, integrity, and restorability. The structure shall be designed based on the strength criteria and check for serviceability and durability for all the structures. And for select structures, one has to check the robustness, integrity, and restorability. We'll see what are the design requirements and performance requirements for all these 6 cases. Criteria. The performance requirements are the structure shall possess sufficiently strength to sustain only limited or no damage under the action of loads applied as per basic load combinations. Second, strength to resist inelastic effects under the action of loads applied as per the accidental load combinations. Third, deformation capacity that result in no collapse of the structure either partially or completely under the action of load applied as per the extreme load combination. The design requirements are the structure shall comply with the following: strains in concrete and steel at a point in the critical cross section of a member shall be within the limited values. When estimating the limiting design axial forces and limiting design bending moments capacities respectively, or the combinations of both. Second, stresses in concrete and steel at a point in the critical cross sections of the member shall be within the limiting values when estimating the limiting design shear force and limiting design torsional moment capacities respectively. Next, serviceability criteria. The performance requirements are the structure shall possess a sufficient stiffness to ensure that stresses induced at the critical sections do not result in significant nonlinearities in concrete and steel or initiate cracking at the material point level under fatigue loading. Crack widths do not expose reinforcement bars resulting in excess corrosion. Deformations do not damage the architectural elements and utilities under the action of loads applied as per the basic wind load combinations. The design requirements are the structure shall comply with the following: stresses in concrete and steel at a point shall be within the permissible values when estimating the design axial force, design shear force, design bending moment, and design torsional moment capacities. The crack width shall be within the permissible values specified in the latest version of the IS 456/2025 draft code. The deformations in members or the structure shall be within the permissible values specified in the latest version of the code. The performance requirements are the structure shall sustain deterioration of the materials under environmental actions under the action of loads applied as per the basic load combinations. The design criteria are the structure shall comply with the following: grade of concrete shall comply with the requirements. Cement grade shall comply with the requirements. Free water cement ratio as specified in the standard. Cover to reinforcing and pre-stressing steel shall comply with the requirements specified. Robustness criteria. Performance requirements are the inelastic stress resultants induced in it without losing its equilibrium and thereby without local or global collapse. Deformation demands without a fracture in steel or crushing of concrete under the action of loads applied as per the accidental load combinations. The design requirements are based on the blast resistance, fire resistance, and impact resistance. The blast resistance, how we calculate the loads due to blast loads are given in the link provided. Integrity criteria. The performance integrity criteria. The performance requirements are the structure shall possess such virtues of structural behavior, that is no collapse if it is normal structure, some structural damage if it is in important structure, limited structural damage if it is critical structure, no structural damage if it is a special structure. Now, integrity criteria. The performance requirements are for no collapse if it is in normal structure, some structural damage if it is in important structure, limited structural damage if it is critical structure, no structural damage if it is special structures. Now, the load calculations related to the performance requirements of the structure is provided in the link below under the action of loads applied as per the integrity load combinations. The design requirements. The structure shall comply with the following. The structural system shall be simple with sufficient alternate load paths to safely transmit the inertia forces induced during the ground shaking or ground settlement to the ground without the irregularities specified in IS 1893. The vertical members shall be of large cross-sectional area of provide at least a minimum initial lateral stiffness as specified in IS 1893. Be designed such that the overall lateral strength shall be as specified in IS 1893. Select members shall possess deformation capacities such select members shall possess deformation capacities such that the overall lateral deformability of the structure meets the lateral deformation demands estimated as per IS 1893. Restorability criteria. Performance requirements are the structure can be brought back to original condition by structural retrofitting when it is damaged under the action of loads applied as per the extreme loading combinations. The structure can be brought back by structural repair to original conditions when it deteriorates under the action of aggressive environment. The design requirements are it shall be ensured that it shall be ensured that only nominal repair will be sufficient. The location of possible damage under design earthquake ground shaking shall be predetermined. The effects of chlorination, carbonation, and sulfate attack shall be estimated accurately, and a maintenance schedule shall be provided at the time of design. Each criteria of IS 456 2025 draft shall be explained in detail in the coming videos. Thank you. Jai Hind.